My name is David Fowler. I'm one of the directors for the Women's World Cup here in beautiful Vancouver.
Me as the coordinating director for Fox Sports for studio and remotes. I don't envision another remote that I'm the part of that will not use Stipe.
Well, what makes my job easier?
It's a really intuitive system. It doesn't impede anything that we do, which is a great part about it. We can move the techno crane under the same guidelines we always do.
I'm not worrying about, is this going to work? Do I have to think about my backup plan? It just works.
That's just, that's an amazing product right there.
We put a lot of time and effort in this project, and we've been here for over a month, and it's been a pretty amazing experience, and made lots of new friends and lots of good TV, and everyone seems happy. I started at Fox Sports 2 years ago, and I had never worked with virtual graphics before. And one of the things that really interested me about coming to Fox was because they're so innovative with graphics. I primarily direct studio shows, so I work in the LA studio, and we have various systems there. And they work all right, but they're not nearly as stable as what we've learned and worked with here with Stipe on remote. Usually in LA, it's kind of a painstaking process to find all the points and make sure that everything tracks correctly, and it's something I never look forward to doing. I literally never look forward to the process. It can take 20 minutes to get a 20-second graphic, and that's just not smart when you're doing daily production and your studios are going to be used for lots of different shows. So coming here to Vancouver, I saw all these illustrations from our graphics department, all these graphics, all these ideas they wanted. And in the back of my mind, I thought, we're never going to be able to pull this off. We're never going to have time with time of day to pre-produce and pre-tape all these graphics with games going on and not knowing the results of the games or the stars of the games and having the right headshots for all these international players. And when I came here, I don't ever worry about it. I don't even preview the graphics. I just say, go techno and key to the virtual. And we're just on the virtual graphics. We have used the virtual graphics in the Stipe system, I would say probably 10 times per show, and we're over 200 hours of programming here throughout the month, and I haven't seen it slip once. And as a director, I just never had to worry about it. I could focus on the other 11 cameras, and I could focus on all the 28 talent and the multiple games and feeds we get from FIFA, and it's just been a really, really easy, seamless process. Much easier than I ever anticipated, and much easier than I've ever experienced in LA or any other production.
I've had the experience to work with the Stipe as our main virtual element for the entire World Cup, and it's been a great tool for us. I've had pretty good experience using virtual in studio, as well as remotes as well for Fox Sports and NFL Network. Other companies, I won't say names, but there's usually an issue with virtual. It's a great production tool for adding to broadcasts, but only if it's efficient in its use. There's usually a good amount of setup time, positioning the virtual, as well as trying to coordinate a look and a feel with the techno crane or the jib or whatever camera you're using. With the Stipe virtual, it's been almost seamless.
We worked with a different system back in LA, and comparatively, it's not even close. It's been very easy to use this system. It's very easy to recalibrate if there is a slipping or sliding issue with graphics. When you have things that are hitting in a show, a live show, and it's that reliable and that easily adjustable, then it's a no-brainer for me.
We chose Stipe to work on this project together, kind of partner, because we had worked with them in the past during their last Daytona 500 and found that the tracking was phenomenal. It was just rock solid, very painless experience, integrated really well with all of our graphics into our T system. Overall, the experience was great. Felt like it was pretty simple to set up. Once it was up and running, there really wasn't any problems at all. It just worked.
A lot of times I'll work with virtual, and you'll have to keep resetting points to where that virtual will live in the environment that it's being placed upon. And as you work through different shells, you'll have to keep resetting points. And it becomes a process that takes a good 30 minutes just to set up one shot. With the Stipe it's been, once you set a point for the beginning of the day, it's set for the whole day. You can literally move around in that entire space. We're using a soccer field that's probably 40 feet by 100 feet. And that soccer field is our base for the virtual. We'll do 10 different templates of that virtual, 10 different templates using that base, and they're all over the place, but the points always stick. So the operator will move his camera head, move his base, they'll move around the template, and you'll never have movement underneath it. It'll always stick, and it'll always be positioned so as it looks like a real object that's on the screen.
I've been doing technocranes for the past 13 years, and I've never done encoding as we're doing here for this show, in this detail, I should say. So we have 8 encoders on the technocrane provided by Stipe. We have the zoom, the focus, the pan, the tilt of the head. We have the telescope. We have the altitude of the arm, the up and down of the arm, and we have the azimuth, left and right. We've also encoded the center post column, which can go up and down to get your maximum height of the arm. We're using a 50-foot technocrane here. As far as our moves go, I don't have to change much about what I already know about the technocrane. I can make a move around the graphics as if they're a part of the set. It's just a real amazing product that I'm happy to have the opportunity to use for the first time on a technocrane.
I've done many projects where I've been the lead on virtual reality, augmented reality projects, and for me this was one of the most satisfying because I had high expectations coming into the event that things would look good, and I felt like with Stipe there really wasn't a worry of how the graphics were going to look, or we'd have to shoot it in a different way because the system just wasn't working up to our standards. So I was very happy and very pleased to partner with them and feel like it really made the production that much better.
Like I said, other studios in Los Angeles, we have a virtual system, but a lot of times we will try to use that and we can't because it's not tracking right, or it's slipping, or whatever the case may be. And so I have to go to a different way to show the graphic that I want to show. It's not as compelling as it would be if I was doing it virtually.
With the Stipe Virtual, with our workflow being so constrained, it's seamless. So as soon as you set your points at the beginning of the day, you can go in and shoot multiple different virtual scenes, all without having to stop down one bit. It's by far, in my experience, the most seamless and efficient use of virtual that we have.
You could just see right off the bat, it was instantly tracking with us, which is great. You know, when you're looking at the virtuals, and you don't have to sit there and line up targets and triangulate positions and take time out of your day just to actually get your points tracking on you, and you could just turn on the system and go. That was really, I mean, there was the second day that we turned it on, and it was just ready to go already.
We found that the footprint that Stipe has on a production is very minimal. You come in, set it up initially, calibration's very quick, but just come in the morning, set it up, and it's pretty much up and running. People can place graphics wherever, and they know that when they call that graphic up again, it's going to be right where it was. No drifting, no sliding. It really became an integral part of the way we did this production, and so yeah, everybody was very pleased. We look to hopefully use it again.
The resolution of the encoders that are on this crane that Stipe provided are much higher than the resolution of the encoders that are already in some of the cranes. And it allows you to track the graphics seamlessly. You don't see anything jumping. I could be zoomed all the way in on the lens and still do a telescope move, and it looks pretty smooth. I think Stipe is very ahead of its time. The graphics will just get more and more detailed and higher resolution on that. Before you know it, you won't even realize that you're looking at a fake graphic.
I haven't even thought about the fact that we have this virtual system that does all these things because it just keeps on working. So I can just, workflow's easy and I haven't had to think about it at all.
Once I got to use it, I realized it was one thing I could check off my list I didn't have to worry about as a director. It was something that was there and ready to use like any other camera we have.
Tracking systems can be very technical. There's a lot of things that need to happen all at once just to make systems work. We found that Stipe seemed to just nail all of those and really meet the requirements that we needed to put together like a world-class production.
It's a great tool. I would love to have it on the next project. And if it's not there, I'm going to recommend it. It's the proper tool to use for what we're doing.
Me as the coordinating director for Fox Sports, for studio and remotes, I don't envision another remote that I'm a part of that will not use Stipe.
It makes my job easier because I didn't need to worry about the graphics, which could look terrible if they were wrong, but they've never been incorrect and they never caused a problem, so I can focus on all the other elements, knowing that Virtual and Stipe and the entire team working on those elements was always prepared and good to go, and they were listening to me and they were ready and they followed along on the show. And honestly, I wish other parts of the show were as effortless. It would make my job almost too easy.